Hello. Setting up here. I'm just waiting for people to turn up. Hello. While we're waiting for people to turn up, where are you from? I'm here in Vancouver, Canada. So where are you from? It's kind of overcast today. But I overdressed. You should always underdress and bring layers when you go out. It's kind of cold in my apartment, but I went out and it's actually quite warm, so I was sweating. I overdressed. Okay, so where are you from? I lived in Australia, California. Hi, Christina. I lived in Australia, Maryland, Kimberly. Hi, for about 20 years. And in winter, in midday, it can be really hot, but it's really cold at night. So you learn, we just layer tons of layers. But yeah, I forgot about that when I moved back to Canada. Hello, Gloria. And Chilliwack, BC. Hello. Currently tuning in from Kelowna. Oh, okay. Yeah, you probably wouldn't know where all that is. That's all in British Columbia here in Canada. Ohio, Brittany. Oh, Cincinnati, Ohio. Oh, you call it Cincinnati. Oh, Cincy. Never heard that before. That's cute. Can't think of anything cute for Vancouver. We call ourselves Vancouverites, but that's not so cute. Okay, let me see. Okay, we got enough people tuned in. Let's get going. My name's Lisa. I'm a parenting coach. If you go on my website, you can see my free behavior board, my courses. The Father's Day sale is running until tomorrow morning. And what else? Oh, coaching. You can look into that. And also the podcast. My daughter and I do 2 a week. Hi, Maddie from England. We do 2 a week, and they are released on Tuesdays and Thursdays here in Vancouver time. And hi, Austin from Iowa. Oh, the podcast is called BratBusters Parenting Podcast. Okay, Oscoda, Michigan. Oscoda, I'm probably saying that wrong. There's a few towns or cities in America like that you would never know how to say. I'm sure it's like that everything, right? But one of them, I can't remember what it was though. It wasn't Tallahassee, but it was something like that if you didn't know how to pronounce it, I can't remember. Oklahoma, you have definitely changed my life in the last year. Oh, well, you changed your life. You just took my advice, I guess. So yeah, you did all the work. Good for you. Oklahoma, I love watching your videos. Thanks, Schuyler. Appreciate that. Tiki Island, Texas. Tiki Island. I didn't know there's any islands in Texas. I'm going to look that up right now or else I'll forget. Tiki Island, Texas. I don't know much. I know Texas is a huge state. Oh, I see. Oh, my. Oh, well, there you go. Oh, I see. Oh, wow. I'm assuming that's pretty neat place to live, I'm assuming. Tiki, I'll look into that more. Oh, I see. Oh, it looks like a man-made island. Like a Dubai or Abu Dhabi kind of stuff. Dubai, like that. Okay, Boise, Idaho. Spring Hill, Florida. Montreal. Scotland. Hello. Phoenix. Oh my. All over the place. I've got clients all over the world, which is just I just feel so lucky because I've learned so much about different cultures. You learn a lot more when you talk about home life. How people run their homes, their cultures, their religions, just the way they set up their homes. It's quite fascinating. I love it. Okay, so let's get going with your questions. I'll do my best to answer them. Hi, Jen from Spring Hill, Florida. Oh, I heard a funny joke the other day. I don't know if it's true, but Florida is where a lot of people go to retire. And they said the problem with Florida is you get stuck behind a lot of funeral processions. I hadn't heard that before. I thought that was funny. Yes, it is garbage day here. You can hear the garbage truck going by. Okay. Oh, you have my course, and I have a 1 and a 2-year-old, and we're struggling a lot with whining from both boys. Any advice? Whining, not with that age. No, by the age of 3, you can deal with it. But with whining, you just make sure that they never get what they want when they whine. So if they're going on like that, you just kind of try and ignore them. But then as soon as they stop whining, then you can talk to them. But they'll put it together eventually. But yeah, not much you can do at that age. I don't even know if I put whining in that toddler course because there's just not much you can do. It's an affectation, and it's a very hard thing to train a toddler out of. So yeah, it's not a bad behavior. It's just an affectation, which means it's like a vocal fry is an affectation. Like, hello, how are you? You know, that's a vocal fry. It's not real. It's not real at all, actually. Okay. How do I keep my 2 and 4-year-old quiet in church? I think that's too big of an ask. I wouldn't expect that. Don't they have like places that you can take kids, like daycares or something in churches? I know a lot of them do and some of them don't. But yeah, I think that's too big of an ask to expect a 2 and a 4-year-old to sit quiet in a church service. Personally, I think it's too big of an ask. I think by the age of about 5, like once they hit school, there's a reason why kids don't start school until 5. It's very hard for them to sit and focus when they're not excited and they're bored. Okay, so I think it's a little bit of an ask. I would maybe take them out to run around a lot beforehand and do a tag team thing. Say, look, we'll take them out in the back and play with them, and we'll just trade off. After 10 minutes, you come back in, I'll go, whatever. But yeah, I honestly think that's a big ask. Sometimes I'm asked to correct stuff that I think is not reasonable. And I think that's kind of one of them, especially a 2-year-old. By 5, it's more reasonable. Like I said, they don't start school until they're 5 for a reason. Estonia, Devon, UK, Rebecca Lewis. You've been here before. Remember that name. England, Sam Callister. Wow, people all over the place. Got a lot of people in England right now, the United Kingdom. I never know what's England, what's British, what is British. There's no British Isles. Is that the whole thing? Is Scotland and Wales and Ireland all included in there? I'm so confused about all that. I actually looked it up once, and I'm more confused now than ever. Northampton, England. See, now I'm confused. Now I feel like I should know more about that. Okay, good question. It's Nicole. Maybe you could go into more on how to bond and be fun with kids. Also, hi from Estonia. Okay, how to be fun. It's all silly stuff. And I'll show you what my granddaughter, she literally goes like this and looks at me, so I'll do it. I hate doing it. I did it one day, and she just laughed like crazy, a big belly laugh. And I thought, oh, shoot, I'm going to have to keep doing this. I mean, I think I'm really funny and entertaining with kids. She's only 17 months old. This is what she likes, and I have to keep doing it. I literally get dizzy. It gives me a headache. It's a little bit more exaggerated than that when I do it with her, but it's kind of embarrassing to do. Here, it's all silly stuff. They're all different. Also, one thing I did with her is I went out and I bought little bubble things. She hates bubbles. She's terrified of them. So you never know. They're all completely different, but it's usually in the silly department. Okay. Just silly. Like I used to walk like a duck and, moo like a cow. They love all that stuff. I'm going to get you, ribbit, ribbit, ribbit. What's that? And she'll go, frog, just all silly. It's all silly. Don't overthink it. If it's silly and you're embarrassed doing it in public, it's probably the right thing to do with a toddler. And by the way, you're entering their world when you do that stuff. And that's how you connect. You always connect in their world, never in your world. It's funny because most people ask me about discipline, but that's not what I'm really all about at all. I'm about connecting with kids. But because people don't ask a lot of questions about that, I don't tend to talk about it a lot on here. But I should more, toddlers, and all kids really, and it's me too. My love language is fun. You make me laugh, I'll follow you anywhere. Kids' love language is fun. It's fun, laughter, joy, happiness. That's the love language. I've met some adults who literally met someone once who said, and they never laughed. And I said, it was someone that I worked with, or I can't remember who it was. And they said, no, I don't enjoy laughter. They never laughed. None of their family laughed either. I thought that was fascinating. I said, well, are you happy? And they were very open about it. And they said, yes, but it's more of a calm contentment. I thought, wow, that's not what I'm after in life at all. So we're all different. Kids are more like me. They're more in the goofy zone. So yeah, anything goofy and silly. And you watch what they do with their friends or what they do when they're on their own or what they are drawn to, and you just mimic that. You always enter their world. Daughter has a soft parenting style, and I can see my grandchildren are okay. How can I help be more confident? You can't unless she asks. If she asks, you could maybe just send her to me. Say, oh, well, I watched this woman. You might find her interesting. But yeah, you never give unsolicited advice. I'm a grandmother. I never offered. The only advice I ever offered was I thought my son might not have thought of it. They have a bookcase, and I said, oh, you might want to anchor that in one day, because not everyone thinks of anchoring furniture into the wall. But he said, oh, no, we've already thought about that. So they already had that covered. It's the only thing I've ever said. And that was just because I didn't think they'd think of it. And it's a safety thing. So, but yeah, overall, I never give advice because it's not my kid. And any unsolicited advice is an insult. Like, let's say you had a friend who was 500 pounds. Would you say, by the way, I found this great diet? How would that be received? It's an insult, isn't it? Yeah. Unsolicited advice is nothing but criticism. That's certainly how it's taken. There might be exceptions to that, but overall, that's the way I view it. That's why I don't give people advice. Like, I'm really into fitness. I don't say to an unfit friend, by the way, you might want to try the gym I go to. It might help you out. Yeah, wouldn't happen. Okay. Hi from New York. This is Phil. My special needs daughter's nonverbal screams a lot and hits a lot. It's causing my twins to hit. Okay. I don't know the age of any of those kids. Also, that would be coaching. Anything special needs or outside the box or outside the norm, that's coaching one-on-one with me. I'd have to assess the situation, where she's at, where you're at, what you've tried that has worked, what you've tried that hasn't worked, blah, blah, blah. So that would just be coaching. I can't give you a general answer on here. Okay, 4-year-old boy, trying to be consistent, this is Samantha, with not giving into a tantrum. When asking him to sit with me after an unwanted behavior, why does he need to sit with you? I don't understand that. Why do you think he needs to sit with you after an unwanted behavior? You mean like the pool story? That worked with that kid. Doesn't necessarily work with all kids. Yeah. Or at different ages. He's only 4. I probably wouldn't have done that with a 4-year-old. I would have done it differently. So yeah, I wouldn't expect him to sit with me. If he's mad at you, why the heck would he want to sit with you anyway? Yeah, I'm not going to tell you how to make that happen because I wouldn't recommend it. If he's done something naughty, there's a consequence, and then that's it. The pool story also was as a result of me having no other leverage with kids. Like when I'm working with kids or when it's someone else's kids, it's not like I can take the PlayStation away from a non-kid of mine, right? So my leverage is different with other people's kids when I'm looking after them. My boy is 3 in September. We're following advice on ignoring him when he hits. I've never said that. Yeah, I would never say ignoring a hit. No. You say no, and then you physically restrain. I don't ignore hits. I don't ignore that at all. Corpus Christi. I just like saying that name. That sounds so neat. Corpus Christi. Wasn't that in a movie once? I have no idea what movie that was. Oh, you're a mom and a teacher. A huge portion of my clients are teachers and principals and child psychologists. I couldn't do their jobs. Could never do what you do. But parenting it's different from those jobs. That's business. Parenting's personal. A lot of stuff does cross over, but a lot doesn't. But yeah, a lot of stuff does cross over. You know who you are. I'm laughing at your comment. I can't say who you are because sometimes clients turn up here and I can't. I never address you. Just in case. I don't want to. You know what I mean. But anyway, I love your view of children. Really, it's okay. I guess I do. It's the way I view children, but really, I'm teaching parenting here. Kids they're just reflecting what we do with them. We have so much more power than we realize, or I realize it, but you have so much more power than you realize. Their basic personalities are their own. You want individuality, but their behavior is you. Their behavior is you from the ages of 3 to 12. Under that, they're just kind of nuts in their discovery phase. And then 13 and above, they are more influenced by friends because they're separating more from you. But you still have the ultimate power because they still care what you think. They don't want to disappoint you. I remember, I don't know which kid it was. I think it was my son. He said, well, it's pretty hard to get into trouble if you tell your mom everything you do. I'm sure he wasn't telling me absolutely everything, but you get the idea. When you've got a really open relationship, sorry, I might have kicked out. I might have got out there. My phone, I'm actually going to turn off my alarm because it's going to keep going. Just a sec. Sorry, I'm on Facebook also, and I think I lost them for a second there. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I was just saying, with teenagers, you're never trying to control kids, really. You want them to control themselves. That really pays off in the teen years. And my son, like my kids told me pretty much everything. And I think it was my son once said, well, you can hardly it's not like you can get in trouble when you know you're going to tell your mom everything. So, yeah, we were friends. I was still mom, number one role as mom, but we were friends. Okay. So I've got so many alarms going because I've got clients. Okay. Can't miss an appointment. If I have a break in a day, I do a lot of admin work too, but I try and do a live if I get a break in the day. Consequences for a 3-year-old, check out my behavior board. It's got a bunch of ideas on there. The behavior board is completely free on BratBusters.com, which is a good segue into moving over to Instagram right now. If you also go to my website, BratBusters.com. The courses are on sale right now. Not the coaching, just the courses. It ends tomorrow morning. It's a Father's Day sale. And I hope you all had a great Father's Day, by the way. And you can also look into coaching. That's one-on-one with me. It opens up off and on right now. Again, it was closed down for a couple of months. I was just overbooked, but now I'm not. So it opens up every so often now. Anyway, and what else? Oh yeah, the podcast. I always forget the podcast. It's every Tuesday and Thursday. It's called BratBusters Parenting Podcast. My daughter and I work together. We do the podcast together. If you want to see us doing the podcast, that's on YouTube. We save them all on there. Anyway, I'm hopping over to Instagram now if you want to join me over there. If not, have a really good day. Happy parenting. Got all tongue-tied there. I was looking at got an email and I was trying to read the email while I'm talking. Why do I do that? I always try and multitask. I can barely task. I don't know why I'm multi-it. Okay. Mental note, don't read emails while you're talking. I'm doing it again. Okay, I've stopped. Okay, I'm just waiting for Instagram now. Croatia. Hello, Ivana. Okay, let me see here. Okay, you've got a 3-year-old, and my son turned 3 yesterday. Put him on the behavior board and put down no pushing or being mean, because if they stop pushing, they still might bite or kick or pinch or whatever. So say no being mean to your little brother, and that means pushing, or I'd want to point that out maybe. But yeah, and he gets a consequence every time. It might be that the little one gets to play with his favorite toy for a period of time. They hate that. So you're mean to someone, they get your favorite toy for 20 minutes or something. And you have to play with the little one because they're going to try and play with the older one, but don't let them play, join in. Oh, I love your videos. I hope you're still around. My baby turns into a teenager. Yeah, it's my favorite age. I am planning on doing a boot camp course for teenagers or parents of teenagers too. So hopefully that'll be around. Look, my hair is all goofy. I've got curly hair. When you've got curly hair, you never know where it's going to be or what it's going to do. Okay, welcome to the live, by the way. I'm on Instagram now, and I'm also on YouTube. That's who I was talking to just a second ago. If you check out my website, it's BratBusters.com. You can see all my, what am I saying? All my, I'm all mixed up. Sorry. If you go to my website, BratBusters.com, you can see my free behavior board, my courses, which are on sale till tomorrow morning, a Father's Day special. And you can look into coaching. There's no sale on that. And you can also check out our podcast. My daughter and I do it together because we work together. If you want to see us doing the podcast, that's what I was talking about. That's on YouTube. We actually film it and we put it on YouTube. And it's on all the other platforms if you just want to listen to it. Okay. Let me see. I'm just going to scroll ahead to make sure you hear what I answered. How to navigate 2-year-old not going to sleep unless we lay down with him. Well, he's trained you very, very well. So yeah, you can, if he's still in a crib, I would sit beside his bed. I might give him a hand. and you sit beside his bed in the dark. He can sort of see you with a nightlight, but look like you're nodding off. Okay. So we still got you. He's going to scream. You got to go through the storms to get to the rainbows. Everyone says, how do we do this? How do we train them not to do this or to do this without a scene? They're probably going to have a scene initially, especially if you've trained them to do the behavior you're trying to stop. So they've already got away with it. They've already been in charge. And now you want to change things. Because of that, there's going to be a much bigger scene. Most parents are, when they hire me, they want to avoid all the storms. And I say, no. The rainbows are at the end of the storms. The storms are when they're mad when you say or do something or ask them not to do something or whatever, or take something away. It's important that you let them process that. A tantrum is not bad behavior. A tantrum is a loss of emotional control at not getting their own way. It's based on anger. It's none of your business when your kids are mad when you're doing the right thing, okay? That's their business to process that, not yours. Don't get involved in that. Too many parents do, and it just messes it all up. Okay, you got a 4-year-old who's in your newborn's face. Yeah, put on the behavior board. Don't crowd the new baby. Yeah, just put it on there, and every time he does, there's a consequence, period. He's probably doing it to get your attention because I'm assuming he gets your attention every time he does it, right? But if he gets a consequence every time he does it, that's a little bit different. I just want to say, because all the questions I get or almost all of them are on discipline, which is a really tiny part of what I'm all about. I'm more about connecting with kids. You always connect with them in their world, not your world. I'm going to read out my top 5 tips for parenting toddlers, because it's mostly toddler parents on here. I consider a 3 and a 4-year-old to be preschoolers. They're not toddlers. A toddler to me is 16 to 35 months. 15 months and under is a baby. To me, just the way I broke it up. Okay, these are my top 5 tips for parenting toddlers. It's the discovery stage. Number 1, child-proof your home so you never have to say no. Number 2, set up a toy rotation system so they're never bored. Number 3, you connect with a toddler in their world, not yours. You don't go to the nail salon with them. You go to the park and roll down the hill. They just start to look at you differently. Number 4, when you want to discipline a toddler, it's in their world. They're not about words. All these mini therapy sessions that are so trendy right now, they're garbage, absolute crap. That's your world. They'll even mimic and parrot what you say. They'll go, yes, Ma, I know that was bad. No, I'm sorry, I won't do it again. And then you're shocked when they do it again. Why wouldn't they? Because you've just given them a mini therapy session. That has nothing to do with them. That's all for you. Okay, so they need consistent corrective actions. Toddlers are about actions, not words. Actions are their language. Words aren't. They're not there yet. Okay, number 5, stop trying to figure them out. They're not figure-outable. Okay, they just haven't formed yet. I always call them crazy when they're toddlers. They just haven't developed sanity yet. Okay, they're just going to discover stuff. They're going to try weird things. They might even go like this and smear poop on the wall. Go figure that one out. You know, they're just one marble and some tumbleweed. Cute as a button, but they're all feet, no brains. How do you give a consequence when the child's about to go to school? You just say, well, when we get home, we'll discuss it. So after school, you delay it, but you mention it in the time. You say, okay, so you broke a rule, so we'll discuss it after school. Okay, and then go back to happy again. Don't discuss it again. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? I would say, I said we'll discuss it after school. And that's the last I would mention it. They'll often try and pull you in to try and weaken you. Once I said, that's it. That's it. And then if they keep at you, but I don't understand. I didn't mean it. It wasn't my fault. I'm tired. But I'm like talking about the bird. Oh, look at the birds in the tree. I am not being pulled into that rude stuff. You don't need to answer all their questions. Most of that stuff, once they're mad, 99.9% of that is pure manipulation. They'll say anything to drag you into the conversation because they're trying to change you. They're trying to take control of you. Thoughts on timeouts? I hate timeout. Can't stand them. Imagine if you're at work and you made a mistake and your boss said, you go sit in the corner and think about what you did for the next 20 minutes. I've had people who've said, I would love that break, but generally it would be humiliating, right? Kids feel the same way. There's no lesson learned. It's just mean. Yeah, I hate timeout. There's 3 things I really hate. Timeout is not the worst. That's the 3rd worst. The 2nd worst is the diversion. Diversion, because you never divert with broccoli. If they're doing something bad and then you say, here, look, it's always something fun. In other words, if I do something bad, I get a reward. I get a toy, I get a treat, I get playtime. You see, you never divert with broccoli. It's always done with something fun. It's a reward system. You just rewarded the bad behavior. You don't do that between 16 and 35 months. You can sort of do indirect redirection or diversion with a baby. It's a little bit different, though, than what I just explained. The worst one of all time is that common discipline methods that are still being used is the countdown. Total disaster. So let's say they're hitting someone and you say, if you don't stop that, and by the time I count to 3, you're in big trouble, mister. So he starts hitting even more. He's pounding, and you're going 1, 2, 2.5. It's a fear-based method, right? Then 3, he might even break. They usually will break. And they're like that. They stopped hitting at the count of 3. What did you just teach them? It's okay to do something rotten for 3 counts. And then there's no consequence for it. They can do whatever they want, any crime they want, so long as they don't get caught and they start counting to 3. It's a fear-based method. They haven't learned accountability at all. It's just taught them it's okay to keep hitting for 3 counts. Total disaster. It's by far the worst one. Does what count for a 2-year-old? I don't know what I was saying. The timeout? If you're talking about timeout, I would never do it with any age. I hate timeout. There's no way I want to send a kid away. You know how it's done? Okay, you broke that rule, so you go sit in the corner. You're 3 years old, sit there for 3 minutes. You think about what you did. Then they're sitting in the corner crying, okay? And then you're going about your business or whatever. Then 3 minutes is up. You go over there. What do? You go over what they did wrong. You berate them even more. You drag them through the mud even more. Did you think about what you did? Yeah, I won't do it again. Of course they're going to do it again. It's a horrible method. It's terrible. It's mean. It's nasty. You just humiliated them. They're going to say anything to get out of that corner. And why do you discuss bad behavior? You already dealt with it. Why do parents want to discuss bad behavior? I don't do it. Why would you do that? You deal with it, but why do you discuss it? Like, let's say you're late. You meet a friend and you're late and you say, sorry, I was late. I'll buy the first round of drinks, to make it up to you. It was all my fault, blah, blah, blah. Now, imagine if the rest of that dinner, your friends are talking about, remember you were late. How you see, you don't drag people through the mud, but people do it with their kids. People, think about how you treat your kids. Would you want to be treated that way? If you sort of edit it to fit an adult, would you want to be treated that way? A lot of it is, the answer would be no. Anyway, I got to go over to TikTok. I'm running out of time because I got a client coming up soon. Well, they're not coming up, but I'm talking to them soon. Anyway, so that's it. If you want to check out my website, it's BratBusters.com. You can see my free behavior board, my boot camp courses. They're on sale right now because of Father's Day. You can also look into coaching, no sale on that. And the podcast. My daughter and I do it together. It's called BratBusters Parenting Podcast. If you want to watch us do it, it's all saved on YouTube. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'm hopping over to TikTok now. Bye now. The problem with saying the same thing every day on these lives is I can't hear myself talk anymore. So I think, am I even saying the right website? Sometimes I wonder. And we hit 900,000 followers on TikTok yesterday. So, wow, mind-boggling. I mean, we've hit 2 million and across, all the platforms. But yeah, 900,000 on TikTok. That's where I started. I started social media a couple of years ago on TikTok, and it just blew up. Absolutely shocked me. Anyway. Okay. Yeah, thanks, Tabitha. You're right. It's on YouTube. YouTube was always cutting out every single live. It would just freeze. So, but it didn't do it yesterday, and it hasn't done it yet today. So it's just more work for me. I have to type stuff in, and ugh. Yeah, they probably heard us talking. Okay, welcome to the live. I got enough people here, and I got to get going soon anyway. My name is Lisa. I'm a parenting coach. If you check out my website, it's BratBusters.com. You can see my free behavior board, my courses, which are on sale right now. We've got Father's Day sale running right now till tomorrow morning. And what else? Oh, coaching. There's no sale on that. And you can also check out our podcast. My daughter and I work together. We do the podcast together. And if you want to watch us do that, it's actually saved on YouTube. But it's on all the other platforms too. So we do 2 a week. And I said to my daughter this morning, we film a lot, but we throw out a whole bunch of them. We just put out what we think is the best ones. And I'd say we've been tossing 2 out of 3. We go in waves like that. We probably film 6 podcasts a week and we only put out 2. So yeah, we do a lot. We put a lot into that podcast. We just want to make sure the energy is right too. Because even if the information is good, if our energy is down, we might be tired or whatever. It just doesn't land as well. So what are your thoughts on big little feelings, trying to figure out tantrums? Don't try and figure them out. They're just anger based. Don't try and figure them out. Just let them deal with that. So yeah, big little feelings. Yeah, tantrums aren't based on feelings. They're based on anger. Anger is a feeling, but it's not really emotional. It's more they're just mad that they didn't get their own way. That's why we ignore that. They have to learn that everything can't go their own way. And wherever you are, people aren't going to be talking you down off the cliff every time you get mad. So you're trying to prepare them for life. Age 5 is hard. I'm struggling. Okay, I don't know what's going on at 5. What changed? Is it school? Is that what changed? What happened at 5? It's usually 3 when poop hits the fan. And then, of course, teenagers. How do you do timeout on a chair? I hate timeout. I would never do it anywhere. I can't stand it. So yeah, toss the timeout. Can't stand that. I just think it's horrible. It's mean. It looks like I'm drinking toxic waste, doesn't it? It's a Gatorade. Yes, Tabitha, thanks. My son did have a good Father's Day. They sent a video. Yeah, he's a big guy and he's very physical with her, and he throws her around. She loves it. What's weird about that is she's a very cautious little girl. He was like that too. So she doesn't fall very often or anything, and yet he's throwing her around. She's laughing, and they've got a real cute relationship. If we don't do timeout, what should we do? Just keep watching. If you want to look into some information, I've got tons of toddler tips out there. You can literally Google BratBusters toddlers, and there'll be tons of stuff out there. Or you can look on my website, BratBusters.com, and the free behavior board has a toddler section. It's actually a mini course and it's free. It has a toddler section. So, but yeah, and I'll read out my top 5 tips for parenting toddlers. Number 1, I just read that, but I was on Instagram. Number 1, childproof your home so you never have to say no. Number 2, set up a toy rotation system so they're never bored. Number 3, you connect with a toddler in their world, never in yours. It's not about words. It's not about the nail salon. They're sitting beside you, whatever. It's about going to the park and rolling down the hill or playing in the mud. That's their world, okay? It's all silly, goofy stuff. It's usually messy. Not always. Number 4, you discipline toddlers in their world. Their world is not time out. That's based on exclusion. It's based on being alone. It's based on shame. It's horrible. I hate it. Yeah, you use consistent corrective actions. So it's explained in my behavior board. And number 5, stop trying to figure them out. Toddlers are not figure-outable. They're brand new, fresh human beings. They don't make a lot of sense yet because they don't have a lot of sense yet. That kicks in at 3. Common sense starts to kick in at 3. That's when they have the ability to learn how to stop and think before they act. They have foresight, impulse control, or they can have. Okay. Oh, thanks for your support with the podcast. We get great feedback on that. My daughter has a fit if we get a review that isn't 5 stars. She's very conscientious. She always dives into why not? I'm like, not everyone's going to like us, kiddo. I think it's funny. She goes, oh, they gave us 4 stars. Then she wants to figure out why. Yeah, I don't see it that way. I'm very polar. Like you're either probably going to like me or you're going to hate me. I'm not very in the middle with anything. So yeah, I'm quite okay when someone hates me. It doesn't bother me. Do you give advice on autistic kids, toddlers? No, but I do coach parents through it. So that's coaching only. I can't give general advice out here and on that. That's special needs. But yeah, a lot of my clients have kids with special needs. But that's coaching. And there's always ways of connecting. Like I remember years ago, I used to volunteer in this hospital, and that was severely disabled children. So they will never walk or anything, or talk or anything like that. Anyway, I remember I was just in my early 20s, and I was just a volunteer at this hospital. And I went there 2 days a week, and it was called Sunny Hill Hospital. It's still going here in Vancouver. And I remember asking one of the nurses there, I said, I was picking up these little ones. I only worked with the babies and the toddlers and volunteered with them. And I said, do they know me? Like, do they ever know anybody? And she said, You'll know they trust you when you go to pick them up and they go limp, because they all had shunts in the back of their necks and it hurt if they weren't picked up correctly. So they train you how to do it, right? And she goes, but even for a while, they still are stiff with a new person. They sense someone new. So I remember one day, so this is about, I learned about connecting with kids no matter how difficult it may be. And I remember one day I picked up one of these kids and they went completely limp and I just lost it. I started crying and it was just beautiful. So I really I'm just all about connecting with kids in their world, connect on their level where they're at. And but yeah, that was, and then I learned a few other little tricks with them too. So yeah, it's always about connecting, no matter what's going on with kids. If they have challenges or don't have challenges or they're troubled teenagers, I always manage to connect. And that when you can do that, everything else falls into place a lot easier. Well, how would you approach a 4-year-old being uncooperative during a homeschool lesson? It's not about the homeschool, it's about your leadership or lack of, okay? Because when you're a leader, they are cooperative. So I would work on my leadership skills. The training wheels with all this stuff is the behavior board. So if you just want to do this on your own, you can just check out my free behavior board on BratBusters.com, and it'll teach you how to start with all this stuff. And then once you start getting more respect, they are cooperative. It's just the way it goes. You got to earn that. You can set up a system like you have to do your homeschooling, but it's kind of a big one because I don't know how long they're expected to sit there and do the homeschool. You see, it's a little bit, I probably wouldn't start there. I'd probably start with put your shoes and jacket away within 10 minutes of arriving home, something easy like that. You're starting to get, such a good question here I want to answer before I go. Anyway, it's you want to start getting some success with that behavior board before you get onto the more difficult stuff. Okay, now Ivana asked, does cuddling count as connecting? What a good question. I don't think I've ever been asked that before. It does. It does. Yeah, it certainly does. But it's not the only way you want to connect. I'm very demonstrative with kids. I'm always hugging them and all that. But it's great. Cuddling is great. But also, the reason why I say that you want to connect in their world, it's so psychologically deep, and I'm not qualified to even explain myself. The reason is that when they're doing something like just banging their hands on something with a baby, and when you do it with them, it builds them up. You're following them. It gives them a sense of, wow, I'm that special that she's entered my world. Cuddling is both your worlds, but you're almost always in control of it too. You're kind of picking them up. But yeah, and that's great too. Don't get me wrong. You got to do that too. But if they're doing something, or even like my granddaughter, every so often, she's 17 months, she's starting to talk quite well, but every so often she just goes, especially in the stroller when I'm pushing her, she'll just go, ga, 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 ga. Well, of course, exactly what I do. Ga, ga, ga. She loves that. It's a compliment. Like I've just mimicked her. Whatever they're doing, I mimic them. And it makes them feel confident, sort of. So it's a bit of a different thing. But anyway, I can't explain that. I should ask, I do have clients who are child psychologists. They often correct me on my terminology, but I'm not fancy enough to use their fancy stuff, but I might ask them what that is. What do you think of a high-pitched voice when talking to toddlers? Oh, I do a lot of baby talk stuff. I don't talk like this when I'm talking to my granddaughter. It's like, oh, look at that. I always sound excited. That's it. Oh, we're going to go eat now. Yay. I'm always excited about everything. Oh, we're going to change your poopy diaper. Yay. See, I talk like that. I'm always trying to sound like I'm excited about everything. And I don't know how excited I am to go and change a poopy diaper, but she probably thinks I am. So yeah, it's more that tone that, that sort of gets them. Oh, okay. So yeah. But not when I'm putting her to bed. Yay, we're putting you to bed. It's more like then I have a song I sing to her every time I put her in bed. And yeah, it's really cute. Anyway, I got to go. I got a session starting soon. So thanks so much for joining me. Check out my website. We've got a sale going on right now for Father's Day just with the courses. You can also look into coaching and our podcast, BratBusters Parenting Podcast. I wish I'd named my company something easier. BratBusters Parenting Club. Anyway, and also you can look into the free behavior board. It's completely free on my website. It has a toddler section there too. The behavior board starts at the age of 3, but the toddler section is also on there. Anyway, thanks so much for joining me. Happy parenting. We'll talk again soon. Bye now.